So you have your block, and as we get started this morning, oh, good morning. As we get started this morning with the block, if you have a wall or a chair or a desk or something nearby, you may want to have your fingertips on it for the first couple of exercises. If not, no worries, but you're going to put your block or your book flat and step up on it with your, let's do left foot first. So you're standing up on it and your right foot is off the ground. And again, if you need one hand here for balance, that's fine. If not, no worries. We're going to bend that left knee and let the left toes tap in front, tap in front. So we're bending and straightening the left knee, and you should feel your quad and your glute working. Good. Last time in that direction, stand up, leg to the side. Now as you do this, try not to scoot your left hip over, stick it out behind you. You should be able to go a little deeper on this one. Again, if you don't need that wall, that's fine. You may need it in a couple minutes, but you're trying not to put any weight on your right foot. Good. Last one in that direction. All right. Now we're going to go straight behind us, and the tendency is to bend that right knee. So I want you to flex your quad so that it's engaged, so that when you reach back, your right leg is straight. And again, you can really go a little deeper on this one. My chest is coming forward, but that's just to counterbalance how far back my leg is going. I would rather you focus on bending that left knee and coming up. 4 more like that. Good. All right. We're going to put those together. So we're coming to the front and up, to the side and up, to the back, and then we're going back to the side. Side, front, add your arms if you want, side, back, to the side again, ouch. I hope you feel this in that left quad and glute. I sure do. Last 2. Last 1. Now we are not done. Hover your right heel even with your left. Pull your abs in without putting weight on that right leg. Bend the left knee, tap your right heel, and lift, and lift, and lift. This should be polishing off that quadricep. My knee is coming forward. That's your functional fitness. No worries. Woo! 3, 2, and 1. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Step forward with your right foot. Step back with your left. Take your hips, tuck them under, bend your left knee, drop into it. Knee is below your hip. Feel that stretch all the way down your quad, hip flexor. Left arm up if you want. Reach behind you, over to the right, and extend one more time. And then we'll come up. Woo, other leg. All right. So right foot is up on that block. As you are ready, you bend that right knee, tap your left toes in front. So sit back and down, back and down. Good. Come on up, leg to the side and up. And then really flex that quad before you head backwards so that your leg is straight and you counterbalance with your upper body, but you're really bending into that right knee. Booty sits back. And then we go all 4 directions. So we go front, up, side, up, back, reach, to the side again, to the front again, adding arms if you want, side, back, side again, front. Good, last time. All right, hover that left foot even with your block, pull your abs in, bend your right knee to drop your left heel and up, and up. No weight on that left heel, please. And relax. Woo! Step back with your right foot, tuck your hips under, bend that right knee, bring it underneath your hip, and then if you want, right arm comes up, maybe overhead, maybe angle it towards the left. And then come up. All right, we're gonna work our calves just a teeny tiny bit and then we will head down. So you're gonna put the ball of your left foot and a little bit of the arch up on that block. And then you're gonna come up, woohoo! And your right foot is just gonna hang in space, so you probably need something for balance here. I want you to drop your heel lower than your block, come up even with your block. Lower, even, lower, even, lower, even, last time lower, even, and now come above it, even, above it, even, above, even, two more, up, and now we go all the way down, heel drops, through center, all the way up, keep going, all the way down, all the way up, my block's a lot softer than I thought, down, and up, and as I said, I'm hoping that you are feeling this. In your calf, last two, and last one. Put your right foot down, back your left foot up, and drop your heel down, toes up. Don't let your booty stick out or you're gonna miss out on that stretch. If you have a book, it'll probably work better. And then bend that knee a little bit, take the stretch a wee bit deeper. Woo, and we're going to the other side. So, right ball of the foot, part of the arch, up on that block. We're gonna drop the heel, left leg is in space, come to the block level. Drop, block, drop, block, drop, block. Last two, drop, block, drop, block, drop, block. And now come all the way up, heel even. All the way up, heel even, up, even, up, even, up, even, up, even. And now all the way down and all the way up. Beautiful. Bring your left foot down, drop your right heel back. Try not to stick your booty out or you'll miss out on that stretch. And then bend that knee a little. Woo, and shake it out. All right. Yeah, lower body is hopefully quite warmed up. Let's give it a break as we come down to a seated position, please. We're not going to give it a complete break because we are going to put that block between our knees to create some awareness of our inner thighs. So big toes are touching, shoulders are back and down. Give that block a squeeze between your knees. So hopefully your block or your book allows you to have your hips and your knees and your ankles fairly even. If you need to have your feet a little farther apart, that's okay. I just like them in because that reminds me to hold on to that block. Grab the backs of your hamstrings, shoulders out of your ears. Just take a couple of inhales. Exhale, back and down. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, shoulders back and down. Feel the length between your ears and your shoulders. Make sure your head's not ahead of you. So imagine that string on the top back side of your head to elongate. And then straighten those arms. Good. And then notice if you curled, instead of curling, just pull your ribs down towards your hips a little bit. So instead of popped open, you're closed. And then we're going to stay here. We're going to open our arms into a T, if that's okay with you. If that's too much, then give me a little open like that. Squeeze your shoulder blades back together. And then I want you to squeeze the block and tap your knees. Open, squeeze the block, tap your knees. So isometric contraction here. Squeeze, tap. Squeeze, tap. Squeeze, tap. Squeeze, tap. Squeeze, tap. Two more. Squeeze, tap. Squeeze, tap. Grab your hamstrings. Pull your belly button in. Roll up, if you can, without your hands. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. You're welcome to stay there. We're going to do a little more challenging version. Hinge back. And again, ears are not way in front, they're over your shoulders. Pull the ribs in, and then hands to your knees. Try a V if you can. As you come down, squeeze the block and tap your knees. Open, squeeze, open, squeeze, open, squeeze, open, squeeze. Good. Check where your head placement is. Don't be a turtle. Don't be a turtle. Grab the backs of your legs, bend your elbows, lift yourself up, sit nice and tall. Okay, and then last level, if you want, if this one doesn't work for your back, go back to any of the previous ones. Grab hold of your hamstrings, hinge back, head in line, tuck your ribs, arms up over your head by your ears, but don't let this happen, right? They're by your ears. Squeeze the block as you tap it. Squeeze, open, squeeze, tap, 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 open, squeeze, tap. Last two. And last one. Sit up. Woo, drop your block for a moment. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. And let's head down. We're going to bring our block or our book with us and just put it over your shins. And that should help you get a slightly deeper stretch as you let your hips rock side to side, please. You can take those hips in circles if you'd like, massaging a little bit more of your spine. Beautiful. Let's do a nice spinal twist before we get started today. So lift your legs into tabletop. Let them drop to the left. If that feels like too much of a twist, you are welcome to put your block under your bottom knee, and then it won't be quite as challenging of a stretch. And then right leg comes up, left leg follows, and then knees drop to your right, please. And then the left leg up, followed by the right. And once again, block on top of your shins to give you a nice tuck and curl. And now we're going to go to work. So feet are down, and let's take that block once again between your knees for now. Thumbs to your rib cage, pinky fingers to your hips. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull your ribs down towards your pinkies and float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground for your ab prep exercise. Lift your arms over your head, and I want you to squeeze your hands together and squeeze the block together for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale everything down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, close the ribs. Lift up on the inhale. Squeeze 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Squeeze 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Again, lift, float, squeeze 4, 3, 2, 1, and continuing 4 more. Good. Keep those ribs nice and flat, back of the neck, head in line with your spine. If it's bothering your neck, you can certainly do this with your arms overhead without lifting your neck. Good. And then we're going to take that block and we're going to move it between our ankles or book. And if you have a book, this will be a little extra challenging because it's going to be heavier. So legs are in tabletop. And because it's at my ankles, it's a little wobbly, right? Because it's just bones hanging out there, not much surface area. Notice if your knees gapped, squeeze them together, hands by your sides. Deep breath in, exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, lift your ribs to your hips, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Extend your legs, extend your arms, double leg stretch, check. Make sure your ribs are flat. Give that block a squeeze, and then we bend our knees. Nice rhyme there. Tap the edges of your shins. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, tap and bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach and tap. Last two. On this last one, stay, pull your abs in, take your arms a little farther over your head if you can, and yet lift your collarbone a little higher, and then squeeze that block between your heels or your ankles. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! And once again, just give that low back a quick little break here. Little rock side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and put that block parallel with your shins, right? So I'm holding it between my shins, my feet are free, my knees are free. But again, hopefully that's holding you in place. Pull your ribs down, head, neck, and shoulders get to relax. So let's bring the arms out to the side, palms up, and then lift them an inch off the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, secure your belly button to your spine and slowly lower your heels away from your body by opening up the angle at your hips, not letting that low back lift up. So this would normally be your toe touch exercise, but I've got your heels flexed. So it's a heel tap. If you want to do toe touch, that's fine. The important thing here is, besides squeezing that block, is that you are keeping your low back the same distance from the ground throughout the exercise, and your abs are staying flat. Few more here. And relax, extend those legs straight up in the air, bring the block behind your right shin, right calf. So this is going to intensify our scissors. Roll your shoulders out of your ears, bring your right leg towards you, elbows are wide. Let's flex through both feet, feel that big stretch. Make sure you're not slumping and just hanging out. You are lifted, and then flex and point and flex and point. And now bring that right leg a little closer, but don't let the left leg go into an L. It is that scissors. Give me a little pulse, and let's switch legs. Left leg comes a little closer. We lift a little higher, shoulders out of the ears, flex through both heels, point, flex, hold that flex, feel that stretch, point again, and then we pulse. Switch it up, right leg, pulse, and left. Right, left, and right. Remember, think about lifting yourself to your leg, and also focus on the leg that's coming closer to you, not the one moving away. Good. And relax. Again, stack that block on your shins. Take a little rock side to side. Or if it's okay with your body, you're going to start rolling like a ball. So you exhale to roll, you inhale, pause at the top. You curl your spine on the exhale, you inhale, pause at the top. Next time you come up, stay, pause, roll your shoulders out of your ears, hold, hold, hold. Bring that block behind you. Can you lift your shins on that block and simply hold here? Good. Notice if you've rounded between your shoulder blades, try and squeeze those open, and then can you straighten your legs? What? We're kind of doing teaser, a little baby teaser, or balance anyway, and then bend the knees. Put your block or your book behind you. Sit up on it, please. Scoot around till you feel like your glutes are really, or your sit bones are really on that block. And then your legs are going to come out in front of you. And this might allow you to straighten your legs without rounding your back. If not, keep your knees bent. And then I'm going to shift forward, and you might notice the back of my block lifts up a little bit. So I've got that nice hinge. My hips are sitting back. As I come forward, I'm going to grab the back, so wherever I can on the legs, and pull myself forward in a hinge, not a slumping around. Extending, and then hands come down, and we stretch forward. And maybe you reach for your toes if they're there, but not if that causes you to slump. We're going to keep sitting nice and tall and just hinging forward, spine stretch. Good. And then we'll sit nice and tall. And we're going to bring those legs into a butterfly position for just a second. We're going to sit a little bit higher on that block. Yeah, that was interesting. Shoulders out of your ears. Elbows come to the back, outside, insides of those thighs. We're going to do that same hinge. Again, if you tuck and round, you're kind of avoiding it. So you need to sit those hips back. Nice. All right. And then we're gonna pivot over onto one side. And we're gonna start with the block handy, please. We're gonna start with the side plank today. So as always, we want to protect this shoulder by pushing the shoulder back, lifting up out of it, using the lats, and creating some space between the ear and shoulder. Your block is going to be handy. Options on your side plank, you can have all 10 toes up in the air, be on the sides of your thighs. You can be in a wide straddle, you can be in a close straddle, you can be stacked. So you choose, and then you're going to put your block, whether it's at your thigh or your hip, where you can rest on it for a second. I'm having you rest on that because I want you to line yourself up. So I usually find that my chest is forward, my hips are back. So I'm going to walk my elbow back a little bit. I'm going to rotate my hips until I know they're honestly stacked. And then I'm going to push my shoulder back a little bit. And then from there, yep, you're lifting off that block. And it should feel a little different. And then I want you to tap your block and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift. It's a tiny move, teeny tiny. And then bring that out from under you. From there, we're going to create more of a challenge by getting our feet higher so that we're in a straighter line than that angle. So it depends on what you've got around you, right? If you have nice cushy surfaces, you might be able to be a little more aggressive. Safer is going to be block flat building style. Landscape will be a little more challenging. Tall building portrait will be terrifying for most of us. So I'm going here. I'm going to put my bottom foot on first and leave myself some space for my top foot in front unless I know I can stack. And then again, I don't want to be a little hinge at my booty, so I'm going to have to scoot that booty forward and then come up. And now my side plank, don't let your hips sag. So notice ankles, knees, hips, woo, and then shoulder. And again, it should be more challenging. Now we have put that, that gravity a minute ago advantage into more of an even keel. Tuck those hips forward, open that chest. Should be more challenging. And then let's relax that down. We're going to go ahead and shift that over to the other side. So as always, we start by protecting that shoulder, pushing the shoulder back, lifting up out of the lats, and creating space between the ear and shoulder. And then of course, you'll have those same three options up on the sides of your thighs with toes up in the air, big crisscross, small crisscross, or even. And we're gonna rest on that block. And then, boy, am I askew. So shoulder back, hips forward, and then try that plank. And then again, we're gonna tap and lift. And we'll come down. And then you know we're gonna go for it with that balance. So you decide which edge you want. Obviously, if you're on a book, you're flat, right? Yes, please. Okay, safety first. All right, and then we come up in that plank. We line ourselves up, and then lift those hips so that you're in that long, beautiful straight line. Shoulder, bottom shoulder back and down. Hips are lifting. And gently down. Woo-hoo. As you come down, you're going to bring that block out in front of you as you roll over onto your abdominals, please. All right. Toes, big toes are together, and your toenails are on the ground, so the fronts of your feet. Your toes are pointed, your ankles are pointed, and then if you can, bring your heels to touch. And then let your heels open to the side, see how that changes, and then squeeze them in. So you're going to just open and close those heels a couple times. And then leave them squeezed in as much as you can. And then you're going to have your block out in front of you, hands on top of your block. Press down on your block to lift yourself up a few inches. And then hopefully you can slide by pulling your shoulder blades together. So you are lifting higher, but I want the focus on that area between your shoulder blades. Toes are still on the ground, abs are drawn in, and relax down. Deep breath in. Exhale, press down. Inhale, squeeze back. Hold here, shoulder blades coming together. Back of the neck is long, and exhale down. Inhale. Heels together, exhale, lift. Belly button pulls in. Lift yourself a little higher. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, and exhale down. Inhaling. Exhaling to press down, inhaling, squeezing back. Maybe you're getting the hang of it. You can go a little higher and then come down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Inhale, hold, reach, press. Exhale down. 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Press. And relax. Last time. Deep breath in, exhale, squeeze, lift, press, and relax. Ooh. Let's windshield wiper those legs side to side. Good. All right. We're going to bring that block now between your ankles or book, whatever it is. Or at your shins. You want to try to not have it resting on the ground. That might not happen. Just do your best here. Your head is going to stay down, so my hands are stacked up, forehead there. I'm going to squeeze hold of that block. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lift your legs up. Hold here, squeeze the block. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Hold 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. All right, bend your knees, grab your block, and then hold it between your hands, palms facing the ceiling, and it's resting on your tailbone or your sacrum or down on your thighs. So I want you to think about that first exercise we did, lying on your abs. We squeeze those shoulder blades together. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Leave your legs on the ground for now. Reach your fingers long, lift yourself up, feel that squeeze, lift your arms, and then lift your legs if that's okay with you. Hold 4, 3, 2, and 1, and exhale down, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1, and down. 2 more times like that, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, lift, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to go into our resting position. So you can put that block or book on your heels and stretch back. And then as we come forward, put your block kind of flat down and let it come under your belly button. Elbows are under your shoulders. Take your hands and bring them out. So you've got railroad tracks, not a tripod. Shoulders out of your ears. And then deep breath in. On the exhale, press into those elbows. Back of the neck is long. Chin stays tucked. Start to lift your chest away. Lift your ribs away. And hover above that block. You're still on the fronts of your thighs. Or excuse me, your shins and your knees. Now, if you know you're going to be able to go higher, I'm going to actually flip my block a little bit, right? Whoops. Because then I'm going to go up into a plank, and that block is right at my ribs, so that if my ribs sink, I know it because I feel that block, right? I know my shirt's hanging down so you can't tell as well. Back of the neck is long. I want you to feel your aura is touching the block, and that's all. Are your feet together? Are your hands apart? Is your head in line with your spine? Are you hovering right above that block? Back of the neck is long, shoulders are broad, abs are drawn in, thighs are lifted, feet are flexed, pushing, hips are a little tucked, hanging out, hovering. And relax. Woo! All right. And then we're just gonna shoot those hips side to side for a moment. And we're gonna do our little bird dog. Just a little different. So put that block underneath your right hand, please. And this is gonna feel weird, but I want you to exhale, curl in your cat stretch, and then open into your cow. Get that right shoulder out of your ear, extend your right leg. With that right heel, tabletop position, but long, right? And then if you want, can you bring your left arm by your ear also? So just a little bit different. It's gonna lift our upper body a little bit more. And then if you wanna add on, you're gonna tap and lift toe and finger. Just two more. And relax. Shake that out. Move that block to your left hand. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. Give me a little kitty cat and a cow. Back of the neck is long. Stretch out that left leg. Lift it even with your hips. Bring that right arm up by your ear if you're okay with that. Stay there or tap and lift. And relax. All right. Coming back over, we're going to mosey our way back over onto our spines, and we're going to take that block or book, and we're going to put it basically between our shoulder blades so that my head is up in the air. If this is uncomfortable for you, take your 3 fingertips of your middle 3 fingers and just give your head a little bit of support, but please, please, please make sure you don't do this, right? So chest is open. As a matter of fact, see if you can get your elbows on the ground and just let your head rest here. So you should feel expansion across your chest, and your ribs are popped up in the air, and your chin is nodding yes for now. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lift your elbows 1/4 of an inch off the ground, and that's all. Okay, so they're just wide. And then I want you to exhale again. You inhaled in between, I hope. And push the ribs into the block to float your head, neck, and shoulders a little bit higher. And then on the inhale, allow your body to drape up and over that block. Head drops down, but you don't lift your chin. So keep your chin in a nodded yes position. Keep your elbows wide. Exhale, float up. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, float up. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, float up. So this one's a little bit tricky. Negative to neutral. So negative means my head goes lower than my heart, and neutral means then that it comes up to heart level, but that's all. We're not crunching. When you want more, what I'd like you to do is take your wrists crisscross and then secure your head in between your arms. And now we've created a longer lever, which creates that greater resistance. But make sure that your head is cradled in between your biceps, right? Otherwise, you're just using your neck muscles. If you want more, you're going to lift one knee up at a time into tabletop as you come up. If you want more than that, you stack your legs in tabletop and you leave them there as you come up and down. And if you want even more than that, as you go up and over, as you come up, you're going to extend a leg. Up and over, opposite leg reaches. Only if you want. That's a lot. Your arms never come in front of you. Arms stay over your head. Sorry, I finger wagged you guys. Arms stay over your head. Yeah. All right, and then you're gonna relax. If you liked having that block underneath your chest, stretch out that way if your head's okay. For me, that's a little uncomfortable, so I'm gonna put that block under my head and stretch out that way. So again, I'm getting that stretch across my chest. We're gonna start with palms up, and we're gonna bring them down, say 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock on a clock. And then I want you to slide them on the ground until they come up more to 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, please. And then I want you to turn your palms down. Oh, that's different, huh? And then slide them down to 8 and 4. All right. And then if your block is not under your head, I want you to put it under your head. If it's long enough that you can have it supporting both your head and that space between your shoulder blades, that's great. But if that causes you to have to pull, then don't do that. Instead, go here and go wide. So it's up to you. My fingertips are underneath the block or the book, but not my whole hand. And as always, elbows are wide. All right, head, neck, and shoulders are in a nice straight line. Abs are gonna pull in. Feet are on the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. All right. I want you to stay there, but I want you to rotate towards me, but I don't want to see this elbow. So open that back elbow, and I don't want to see this shoulder resting. So my bottom shoulder blade is off the ground, and my, whoops, sorry, hang on. I know, I went down. I forgot to tell you all that. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. There you go, that was your break. All right, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. So head, neck, and shoulders are up, including the shoulder that's closest to me. You rotate to me, but you don't let the back elbow come, and you don't rest down on that front shoulder. Inhale back to center, twist away from me, same thing. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. So what you're not doing is flip-flopping from one shoulder blade to the other. Both shoulder blades are off the ground the whole time. And then relax. Hopefully you felt some of that starting in your obliques. We're going to add on to that. So we're going to stack our legs in tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift up. Same thing. We're going to rotate side to side to start with. Both elbows wide. And then when you're ready, opposite leg reaches. So you twist in one direction and the opposite leg straightens. Twist and reach. Twist and reach. Keep that back elbow open, right? Such a nag, even on Zoom, not even in person. And relax. And again, hopefully that was a good little challenge for your obliques. Rock those hips side to side. And then curl them in just a little bit closer. Feel that tailbone roll up. All right, next thing we're going to do, a little bit challenging depending on what you've got. My block is pretty soft. If yours is not, you might want to put it under your yoga mat or whatever you have. Otherwise, you're going to lift up just enough that it can slide under your tailbone, right? So not under your low back, but underneath your tailbone. So the bottom of the block and the place that the bottom of my glutes are, they're right together. And then let's bring both legs up for now. So I've got this beautiful pelvic tilt caused by my block. I'm going to leave my hands down just for now, but I'm going to pull those ribs in. So I'm going to reinforce that pelvic tilt. You'll notice that brought my legs a little closer. And now I'd like you to hover your hands. Reach through your fingers, but keep your shoulders broad. Point your toes. Lower just the right leg, and it's not going to go too far down because if it went too far, I would arch over my block. And then I'm going to come up, and then do the same with the left. Reaching, pulling my abs in, Back of the neck is long. Then if you want, heels together, lower both legs at the same time, double leg lower, and flex to lift. Point to lower, abs drawn in, flex to lift. And then lift up your hips and bring that block out from under you. And I'd like you to put that block, actually let's go back between the knees for now. Walk your heels back. Nope, I changed my mind. Walk your heels forward a little bit. So instead of heels under knees, they're in front of you. Can you, nope, I changed my mind one more time, sorry. We're gonna work those calves one more time. Block is between your knees. Lift your hips in a bridge, so we're not arching or tucking. And then from there, what am I doing? Lift up on your tippy toes. Hands hover, hips come down and heels down. Heels and hips up and down. Heels and hips up and down. Last two like this. The last one, lift up, extend that right leg. And now left hip and both heels down. Nope, left heel and both hips down. Lift. I've not been drinking. And lift. Michelle would say, why not? Last 3, 2, and 1. Right leg down on your tippy toes, left leg extends. Try and get those hips nice and even. Right heel down, both hips. Both up, everything down. And relax. All right, now we change things up. Put your block a little in front of your left foot so that you can put your left heel on it and your toes are pointed in the sky. So I'm just on the back of that left heel. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift up in your bridge. Bring your right knee into your chest. Grab it with your hands. Hands are going to stay up, shoulders back and down, or you can hover your hands hip height. You should already feel your left hamstring working quite a bit more. And now I want you to poke a hole in the ceiling with the right leg by lifting through that left. And lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. Shoulders out of your ears, head is long, fingers are reaching. Last 2, and relax. Woo! Bring that block over to your right foot. Put your heel, the back of the heel on that. Knee in line with your hips, shoulders back and down, lift it up, lift your arms, bring that left knee in, extend it up. Poke a hole in the ceiling by lifting and lifting, reach. And relax. I hope you felt that in your hamstrings. Let's bring that block behind your left hamstring. Hug that knee in. Use the edges of the block or the book to really pull that knee nice and close. And then let it take a little rock side to side. And then open your right knee to the right and open your left leg to the left. And then roll the block up or the book so that it's on your calf. Flex through your heel, feel that deep, deep stretch, and then point your toe and then bring yourself and your leg together and then come back down. Straighten out your right leg, bend that left knee again, and bring that block over towards your right shoulder with your knee, feeling that outer hip stretch already. And then again, we're gonna slide that block up your calf. We're gonna flex through that heel. Ooh, mamacita. We'll feel that. And then point your toe and lift yourself up. Then you're gonna bend that knee and you're gonna put your block so that your left knee can rest on it or flatter, or you don't need the block at all, that's fine. As you come back through center, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Bend your knees. I want you to thread the needle, but I want that block on the front of your right shin if possible. So it's going to be a slightly deeper stretch for a lot of you. And hug that in. Use your left elbow against the inside of that left leg. And then take your block away for a moment, cross your knees all the way over, and bring that block to the right again, so your knees can land on that for a twist, or if you don't need it, all the way. Straighten your right leg, straighten your left. And the left side of my body is sinking into the ground and the right side is tipped up, is how it feels. Let's fix that. Here we go. Block behind your right knee, hug it in nice and close. Take some rocks side to side. And then bring the left leg open, bring the right leg open to the right, holding that knee nice and close. But then go ahead and straighten out that leg. Flex through that heel, deep, deep stretch. Point the toe, lift yourself up to that leg and come back through center. Bend your knee, straighten your left leg. Bring that right knee across. Feel that stretch starting in the outside of your right hip, please. And then straighten that leg and flex through that heel. That should get the outside of your calf also. And then point the toe, lift yourself up. And then you're going to put that block over there if you want it for your right knee to rest, or not, for a little twist. And then drape that right ankle over your left thigh as you come back through center. You're going to thread your needle, but you're going to put that block on top of your shin and use that right elbow against the right leg to open that hip. And then crisscross all the way. Block on that shin to little rock all side to side. And if you want, block to your left for your knees to land or not. Straighten your left leg, straighten your right. Grab your block for me, please. And roll yourself up and over onto your hands and knees. Take that block between your thighs, please. All right. This is the last time it's a sweet kitty cat. Next month, which will be next Saturday, it's that scared Halloween cat. So we're going to exhale, cat stretch. Yeah. And inhale, cat. And exhale, cat. Yeah. And inhale, cow. Shoulders out of your ears. And now from there, with that block between our thighs, we're going to take our toes, tuck them, press up, pedal out one heel at a time if you can. Get some stretch back in those calves. We did work those quite a bit today. Then walk yourself back, but bend your knees so much that you can rest your hands on your thighs. Give me one more kitty cat stretch. Yeah. And one more cow. Shoulders out of your ears. Grab your block. Lift yourself up. Thank you, guys. All right, if you want a little more trivia, if you want to try